Well, welcome back to the Cypress Sports Show, brought to you by Coach's Corner, your go-to spot before and after the game. I'm Jeff Russell here with Mark Slevcove. Today, we welcome a new sponsor to the show, and owner of Subs and Grubs, Bart Boulton, will be joining us. We'll get a quick glimpse of Kennedy from Coach Crooks and talk to some more athletes in our segment, How Well Do You Know?, which now is brought to you by Subs and Grubs. Coach, we are 2-0 in league, 7-0 overall. As we move closer to the playoffs, what will CIF be looking at as they decide the playoff divisions and where we'll kind of end up?
All right, so football is the only sport that CIF places teams in divisions based on the current records, the current rankings of that season. So once all 10 weeks are done, CIF's going to use the calpreps.com rankings, and they're going to take all the automatic qualifiers and place them in divisions based on how they finished. Currently, it looks like in a preliminary look at the brackets, it looks like we'll fall in Division 4. At the top of Division 4, of course, that could change based on our final results, the strength of our schedule. Maybe we move up some, maybe we move down some, but we're not going to know until the end of the season.
Yeah, it's always tough planning-wise for a coach to not really know who's in that division and how it's going to play out. But it is the way football does it, and it seemed to have been pretty balanced in the last few years through the playoffs, although a little bit of a wild card last year with our division, of course, with Poly. But overall, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, it seems to be pretty good, very balanced, and certainly that's something CIF tries to fulfill, have equity, give every team a chance to win a CIF playoff bracket, whether you're at the very top of the southern section, somewhere in the middle, or on the lower end, you can get into that playoff bracket and have a chance. All
right, well, this week we're playing the school down the street. What other things do we have going on?
All right, quick recap from the fall sports. Homecoming was last Friday night. That resulted in a 50-7 victory over Pacifica. We dominated the second quarter, outscoring Pacifica 37-0, essentially ending the game at halftime. We stay at number 10 in the Orange County Register and number 18 in the LA Times Southland rankings, so good luck, boys, this week against Kennedy. Girls volleyball are now 9-0 in league play. The final game of league is versus Cream Lutheran. That would have taken place this Wednesday. Scorebook Live has our girls ranked number 19 in the state and calls us very good, but untested. So we'll get our chance to be tested, certainly in the playoffs. We'll probably be in the Division II bracket when those things come out this weekend. Girls tennis are holding on to second place as we get into the second round of league play. The big match was on Tuesday at first place Valencia, but it was postponed midway through the match due to the thunder and lightning on Tuesday. They'll finish up the match Wednesday, and our team was in the lead 7-5 going into the final round, so hopefully we can hold on and secure a tie for first place with a split against Valencia. Boys water polo, they came out focused and energized. You could feel it against Pacifica last week, but we didn't quite have enough firepower to hold on to overcome the Mariners. We fell 12-5. Boys take on Kennedy on Thursday. Cross country, boys and girls varsity traveled to Clovis last Saturday in one of the largest and most prestigious events in California. The boys finished 26th overall as a team. Ramon Rodriguez placed 34th as an individual with a time of 16:42. Nice job, Ramon. The girls finished in the top 36 overall. It was an overnight trip and a successful one because all 16 kids that went on the trip returned safe and sound to Cypress. Girls golf are alone in first place as this is the last week of dual match league play before league finals next week. They will have had 3 league matches this week as they attempt to defend their league title. League finals are over the course of 2 days, next Tuesday and Wednesday, as girls try to qualify individually for CIF.
Well, again, this week we're playing that school that's down the street from us about a mile or two. It's always fun to play them, although the last few years haven't been the most competitive. We've kind of run the table a little bit on them. Coach, do you remember the days of old when Handle would be packed? There'd be people all the way around the track for these games. They were unbelievable back then.
Yeah, that certainly sticks out. There was a nice long stretch there where it was more fun not to be in the stands, but the student body around the end zones were 4 or 5 people deep. It was pretty cool to see.
Game's going down to the wire. Hopefully we'll have that kind of a battle this week. I know our fans are going to come out and support very positively. Again, focusing on our team and our efforts as we cheer them on. So with that in mind, we're going to meet up here with Coach Crooks. We're going to bring Coach Crooks in, talk to him about that longtime rivalry and what it looks this week against the Irish. All right, well, we have Coach Crooks here. Coach Slevcove and I were talking about the old school rivalry with the team down the street and how it used to be so packed with people all around the stadium and all around the track. Do you remember those days of that kind of rivalry and how fun that was back then?
I do. I mean, when I played in it, in 1998 season, they didn't have the fences going around the track. It was just ropes. So you just had people around the stands overflowing into the track and kind of on the grass and everything. So it's a great atmosphere at that time, and it's still heated rivalry. It's always a heated rivalry because these kids, we all know each other. We played Little League together, Pop Warner when it was here, so it's just one of those rivalries you have. There's 2 small towns, cities by each other, and everyone's involved in someone's community being right down the street, and it's a great rivalry to have. And you talk about it later on in life when you're older and stuff. I still talk to our guys that I went to high school with, that we played in that game, and who we even played, that now have kids that were all at the same fields doing Little League and stuff all over again. So it's a good rivalry, and we like it.
I think Cypress being a smaller community like that hometown feel, where you were saying, the kids see each other, but the coaches as well.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of our coaches played against their coaches,
Yep.
and we know each other, right?
Yeah.
The athletic directors know each other, the coaches know each other.
Yep.
And maybe the games haven't been the closest lately,
Yeah.
but that rivalry portion is still there, right? You still talk to the coaches after the game, like, we got you, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's we try and make bets about, what we're going to do after the game, who's buying what, or who's, picking up the tab here and stuff now that we're older. So I got the athletic director and the defense coordinator, Tim Reed, and Jankowski on my fantasy football league. So each week, every year we have a draft and we talk about what we're going to do during the game. What's the spread? Who's going to win? Who's going to buy? And everything else. So it's just those things but again, when it's down into the game itself, we're very competitive. So both, at Barno, Denver Barnos is doing a great job over there, and we're all competitive, during that time, and then after we shake hands and, go from there.
So we know Kennedy's really young. They had a nice freshman class last year. They got a good freshman class again this year, but their varsity team is young. What do we expect to see from them this week, and how are we going to attack them?
Yeah, they are. They have a good quarterback in Devin, Amonzin, and then Drew Deese is also a receiver. They have him there. His brother Derek has a successful career over at San Jose State and probably NFL. I don't know if he got picked up or not, but they're talented young sophomores that they have, and they have a good freshman class. So they're young. They're getting their experience in and stuff, and we're not taking them lightly. So it's going to be a route game. They're going to be playing above their potential. So we got to be ready for that and come out and have a good game.
Yeah, I think games like this where we are probably picked as the favorite in this game, but when you get those young, excited kids playing against you, we don't want to let something happen where we get upset. So what do we focus on as we prepare for that game to make sure our guys understand the importance of it?
Well, it's about starting and start strong and finishing, stronger. So that's one thing we haven't done this year, right? We've kind of been slow in starting the game, and then we kind of get hot, and then we put the game away. But we haven't had a full 4 quarters, and that's one thing that we've stressed. It's hard for us to. We just can't keep on turning the switch on and off when we want to. We have to just step on the gas the entire game and put teams away and stuff. And that's one thing we haven't done this year. That's one thing we've stressed our practice is putting teams away. So that's our focus that we have going forward is we want to get in, get it going and put it away quick.
Very good. Well, I know their athletic director and Mr. Slevcove have a little bet going on. Whichever team loses is going to take a pie in the face. So it'll either be Coach Slevcove or Mr. Jankowski over at that school. So somebody's taking a pie in the face after this week is over. Let's hope it's not Coach Slevcove. But thanks to Coach Crooks for checking in with us this week. on this week's opponent. This week we are going to introduce a new sponsor to the show, Subs and Grubs. They are sponsoring the segment, How Well Do You Know? So before we talk to Bart Boulton, the owner of that establishment, we're going to check in with some fall athletes and find out how well they know their fall sports. Here's what they had to say.
All right, we're here with senior film lit teacher and yearbook director April Manera. Here with senior volleyball player Bella Ortega, senior cross country runner Aiden Cobo, senior golfer Kristen the Great Legaspi, senior water polo player Cooper Laws, math teacher Mike McCooney, senior wide receiver Matt Morrell, senior song leader Janessa Molina. We have 7 questions for you, Bella, on how well you know your fall sports. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, first one. What is the position called in volleyball that wears a different colored jersey?
Libero.
The libido. I know it starts with an L. Zoe.
Zoe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Libero. Libero.
Libero.
The hitter.
Why do water polo players use an egg beater technique?
To swim. Sail.
So that they can have fresh omelets for after the game.
To get a faster throw, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. To swim?
To go faster.
To stay afloat.
How many miles do cross country runners race in a meet?
3 miles.
3 miles.
2.
3.
2. 12.
5.
5.
In golf, you should know this one. If you're 1 shot better than par on a hole, what did you shoot?
Birdie. You shot a hole in 1.
Birdie?
Birdie. Birdie or -1.
Birdie.
A birdie.
What is it called in tennis if you have 0 points?
Love.
Love. Defeated?
Nice.
Love.
Advantage.
What is the name of the person that goes flying in the air in a cheer routine?
A flyer. Oh, the flyer.
A flyer?
Flyer. Flyer.
And the last one, football question. How many points is a touchdown worth?
6 points.
6, and then you get 1 for field goal.
7. 6. 7. 6.
I don't know football. I don't know. 12.
7.
7.
6.
7.
All right, well, today we're happy to welcome Bart Boulton, an alumni of the class of 1993, an athlete at Cypress in basketball, and a community owner, Boulton Orthodontics and Subs and Grub. So, Bart, thanks for being here today. Appreciate it.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so an alumni of Cypress, a graduate of the UCLA Dental School, I know Long Beach State as well. How has athletics and education helped you in your successes?
Well, I think, education for my particular profession is certain milestones, certain things you got to get through to do, to become a dentist and an orthodontist. And so I was a professional student for a long, long time. I tell my kids I went to school till the 22nd grade, and I get a kick out of that. But, I think athletics taught me from an early age, and definitely more so in high school, that if you want something, you want to achieve something, you have goals that you're setting, you have to work hard to get to those places and reach those markers. And and it's not all, in most things, it's never just about you. So a team environment and working with other people and different personalities, different types of people is all valuable lessons you learn in school and in sports.
Well, Bart, talk to us about leadership. Leadership's an important topic to you. I know you were a team captain senior year of basketball back in 1993. What kind of high
Keep
school?
saying 1993.
Way back.
Oh, it was 30 years ago.
Out.
What can a high school athlete, maybe a captain, maybe not a captain, what can they learn from the experience and help them be a quality leader in their future career?
I think the key thing with leadership is being a good motivator. And in sports and even in high school basketball, you learn that there are different types of people. Not everybody's motivated the same way. And sometimes that's leading by example. Sometimes that's having a hard conversation that maybe you would rather not. But giving that feedback so that somebody else can grow. And so just dealing with different types of situations and different types of people. And that's something you definitely learn at an early age when you have some responsibility of keeping your teammates in line or motivated or doing the things you're wanting to do as a team to get to where you're going.
Yeah, and those are great points. I know you deal with that a lot in your business. You've had tremendous success in the orthodontics industry, right? I know my kids went to you. I think Coach Slevcove's. I know a lot of students out there also went to you, and there's a reason why. You feel that sense of family that you have, and now you're venturing into a whole nother world in the food industry with subs and grubs, two totally different fields of ownerships. What are the challenges of being a business owner, and really, what do you love about it?
Subs and grub is a different thing, obviously, than braces and Invisalign and that kind of stuff. But I think in the end, it's really the same thing. You're wanting to provide an excellent product, whatever that is, and you're wanting to do it in an environment that is friendly and welcoming and helpful, where people feel comfortable, and I think that translates across probably most any industry, and so that I don't know much about sandwiches other than eating them, but I know it can bring a smile to your face. So that's the goal, I guess, in whatever you're doing.
So when your family went and purchased Subs and Grubs and you guys took it over, what was the mission behind that? And is there something greater than just sandwiches?
Oh, for sure. I didn't ever, and it's not just me. It's really my wife and my oldest son that really kind of run it. But the goal has never really been to own a sandwich shop. Our two youngest children have Down syndrome, and we've always wanted to have a business of some variety where they could work in some capacity when they're older. They're only 4th and 5th grade, so they're not behind the counter yet over there. But that was kind of the motivation, and we're working with the Anaheim Union High School District, their workability program for kids that are just out of high school and work training, and so we have kids coming in with varying special needs, not just Down syndrome, but that was kind of the big push behind it when the opportunity came up. And I love Subs and Grubs. I've been eating sandwiches there since the very first owner was there. So it seemed like a good fit right in the community that we love. And so that was the motivation.
And it's like grab a sandwich, make a difference kind of a thing?
Yeah, so our tagline is kind of eat good, do good. So good sandwiches and a good kind of cause behind the scenes.
Awesome. Well, we all grew up in Cypress. You got here around 8 years old. I got here around 13. Slev, pretty much your whole life.
Yeah, that's right.
But we've been here quite a while, all of us. And the Cypress community has that small town feel to it. What kind of makes this city so special?
I think that's it in a nutshell, that even though we're in kind of sprawling suburbia all around us, but Cypress has that small town feel to it. There's a lot of people that hang around. There's a lot of people that you've known for a long time, and just a good community feel to it. People that are involved, people that are giving back to the community, and I really feel like that's what makes it different in my mind, as it is. It's that kind of tight-knit, small-town community feel.
Sure. So we know community is important to you, and you definitely give back to the community. You've had for a long time, more than most, to our school and our different programs, as well as many others. You also provide humanitarian causes, provide dental care for people in need. How important is it for students to feel a sense of pride while in a school community, and how should they get involved outside of school?
I think giving back has many different faces to it, and for me, I get to do it within my own industry, and it's something that I know people and have opportunity to do that. But really, I think it's just stepping out of yourself, and I think that's important for everyone, and especially for young people to learn as early as possible that it's not all about me. And I think when you step away from that into whatever the opportunity is, you get a sense of the other people that are out there, the different people, the different situations, and help to foster empathy and care for others, which I think is something we could probably always, but I think especially now use more of in our world.
For sure. You've had 3 kids go through here, one currently a freshman at Cypress. What would you say is the parents' role with their athletics in high school?
And this is something I've grown into because I have a lot of kids, and so I've had a lot of years of doing that. But I think the best thing we can do as parents is give our kids opportunity to find something they're passionate about and that they enjoy doing, and then support them in doing that and cheering them on and encouraging them and helping them set goals and push themselves, but not be the coach that's yelling at them or disappointed, and I think somebody told me this once, but I think the most important thing you can say to your kids after any game, win, lose, drop, good game, bad game, whatever it is how much you enjoyed watching them play and seeing them enjoy it.
Yeah, very true. So Cypress now, as a parent, former athlete, kids at the school, we've had a pretty good student section, student body throughout the years, football games, basketball games. UCLA certainly does at times. Their basketball poly pavilion fills it up. What makes a great student section? What makes a great student body?
I think it's kids getting involved, kids being out there with each other for the same purpose and being excited about their school, and just representing that school well. And not everybody's going to play every sport, but getting out there and supporting your friends or your friends' friends or just the team that's the school you go to is an important part of athletics and the athletic experience and community within the school when you're in high school.
So leadership, obviously you were a leader as a captain, leader in the community, leader in business. Those leadership styles vary.
Yeah.
And as a player, you know that there's not one way of doing things from a coach's perspective. During your time, you had Coach Loftus.
Yes.
Coach Loftus might have been a little more aggressive. And then you had Coach Garrell, maybe a little less aggressive than Coach Loftus, a little different styles, right? 2 different ways of leadership. What would you tell athletes in high school about dealing with these different styles of coaches and how that would help them maybe in the future? And maybe do you have a good Loftus story you might want to throw in there?
Slide one in there, yeah. I think this goes hand in hand with something I've said already a couple times, is that people are different, right? And I think the thing to keep in perspective in sports with your coaches is that coaches are passionate about what they're doing, what they're coaching, and they wouldn't be there for the most part. And so, keeping that in mind, and because as leaders and different things, people motivate or try to motivate in different ways. And, Loftus was much more of a in your face and yeller and screamer. I know you can't relate to that.
No, not at all. Very calm, cool.
And Gurrell, not so much. I mean, I would say their intensity was very similar. Their passion was very similar. They just expressed it in different ways. And keeping in mind that if somebody's getting on you as a coach, that it's not necessarily personal, and not to take it personal, and just try to be like, okay, what's that coach trying to tell me or teach me, and try to find that piece, because that's what they're after. Whether the way they're doing it connects with you specifically or not, I think that's the good mindset as an athlete to just kind of look at what they're after, what they're trying to help you and your team accomplish.
Any good Loftus stories?
I got a lot. So I had to weed one down to be appropriate, but Loftus was fiery for sure. And as I thought about this a little bit, I feel like he loved the theater of a game, right? As much as he liked coaching and basketball, he loved being on the sideline, and he was almost like a stand-up comic, with the parents all sitting behind him. And so a story that comes to mind is, and I can't remember who we were playing, and I think I was a sophomore because I was sitting on the bench, and so it calls timeout, brings the guys that are in the game, has them stand in front of the bench facing their parents in the stands, behind Coach Loftus. And it gets quiet, right? Because everybody knows Loftus is going to say something crazy and funny. And so he tells everybody, okay, you guys are, this is toned down, right? You guys are not playing very well. We're not focused. I want all of you to bend down, grab your shoes, and pull your heads out of your butts. He didn't necessarily say butts, but and of course everybody, the crowd goes wild laughing, and so Loftus was a character. I really, he was an intimidating figure, especially as a sophomore, and getting to see him around town and at the MAP, and he's still coaching, and he really is a good guy and a nice guy, and it makes me, look back and appreciate probably more now than I did then, who he was. But yeah, he's a character.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to have, I got to spend some time with him.
I think the yelling is one thing, but the fact that coaches have these different styles, but yet they all love you.
Yeah.
Sometimes we lose sight of that, but it is true.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have some rapid fire questions. This time of the show, we're going to fire out some questions. Don't think too hard or too long on these. Quick as you can. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Favorite class when you were in school here at Cypress?
Health class, Mr. Shaldu, hands down.
That's a good one. I did like Shaldu as well. You're up 3 points at the end of the game. Do you foul or do you just play defense and let her see where it lies?
How much time?
I'm going to say under shot clock.
Under shot clock.
25 seconds.
I think you play straight up.
Play it up. I like it. That's kind of my theory. I don't like the foul thing. He's a foul guy.
Nah, that's an NBA thing.
Best part of high school is?
For me, it probably was basketball. Was the relationships I built, the friendships I had, the experiences, most memorable things outside of my lovely wife.
Of course.
Good plug.
Yeah. This is always a good question for an orthodontist, a dentist type person. Favorite food you eat that might not be that good for your teeth?
Might not be.
You actually eat it.
Yeah, well, I eat a lot of things that are probably not the most healthy. I've got a soft spot for soda. which is probably one of the worst things you can have for your teeth. My wife's always on me. But anymore, I'm, a few swallows, something about the burn and the bubbles I just like. And then, that's a hard one to shake for me.
And brush for about an hour.
Yeah, yes, of course.
Favorite thing about living in the city of Cypress?
The community. I mean, getting to be here like this with you guys I've known a long time, and how that looks like in other aspects of my life and my practice, and people I went to school with, and I'm treating their kids, and people I've been able to coach, and just the people. So I guess the people.
The last most important one, favorite sandwich at Subs and Grubs. What's your favorite? What's the go-to for everybody out there?
The turkey bacon avocado with cheese.
Yeah,
which is actually, that is the good sandwich.
Yeah, the turkey bacon is always a solid choice.
Can't go wrong with that one.
Well, thanks to Bart Boulton for being with us today. Get over to Subs and Grubs if you haven't and support the shop. Tonight we are the visitors at Handle against the school down the street over there. So make sure you get out there and be a part of the football game. Playoffs start next week in volleyball. Reminder that you will have to buy tickets for all those playoff games, but make sure that doesn't stop you. Get out there and support the volleyball team as well. Get over to Coach's Corner before and after the football game and celebrate with the team. And other than that, be supportive, be positive when you're in the student section. Cheer on our team. Be great with our team. Don't focus on the other team, and we'll have a great time when we're out there. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you guys next week.